Well, it's a big day for us. Yesterday, I spent a vast amount of money buying this Starlink kit because here in rural France, we have experienced really poor internet with our landline, which we get from a very well-known, well-used provider in France. But we're fed up with outages due to thunderstorms and trees falling down and taking the cables down. So we have done a bit of research on the internet and we have plumped for Starlink. And there is a couple of reasons for this. Number one, we don't have any actual cables or whatever, it's direct from a satellite. And number two, we can move with this. We just put everything back in the box and take it to wherever we are moving to. So watch the video and see how we get on. So this is what comes with the box. There is the receiver, the router, the cable for the receiver and the cable for the router, and a really kind of simple diagram. Let's just see how simple it is. I mean, this is a lot of money. The guy at the store that we bought it off spoke English because we're in France and has explained that it's really, really simple. So John is about to do this really simple installation. It is 8:30 in the morning. Let's see how long it takes to get this set up. So less than 1 hour later, John has fitted this receiver. Now we know that this is the best place for us to receive. We did look at having it at the end of the building, but the cable that came with the kit is not going to be long enough for us to get that from the receiver into the house to where we need the router to be, because we've got stone walls, so that we have great coverage in the house. So he's used an aerial bracket to fix on so that we get clearance from the guttering and the edge of the roof, and the cable runs along the top of this beam so it's hidden, and then through the stone, excuse the dogs, into the house. So there's the router, and we're upstairs. That's my office through there. So this means that we get internet basically all over the house where we need it. So here's my honest, unbiased, unpaid for customer review of our experience with Starlink. So I have nothing to do with Elon Musk, I have nothing to do with Starlink, I don't get any freebies, I wish I bloody did, but this is just, as a customer, my review. So everything came in the box, was great. I was a little bit concerned that the Generation 2 Starlink receiver, which is the one that we have, does not have a port on the back for you to connect directly to your desktop computer. Apparently the Generation 1 did have, but things move on, people change things for whatever idea, and Mr. Musk has decided there's no port. So I was concerned because ours is a stone house, and I was worried about getting the signal through the stone walls. And this is what led John and I to really look at where we were going to house the router. So what we have actually done is we have got a plug-in USB signal amplifier thing that goes into the desktop, and it receives a signal from the router, which is over there about 10 foot. So quite happy. Speeds are a lot faster, we don't have any outages, and I'm quite happy with the system. It's considerably speedier. Even when we're watching TV, because we rarely watch terrestrial TV, and if we're using Prime or Netflix or any of these things, we are noticing we get a much clearer picture. We don't have the buffering waiting for the signal. And again, during thunderstorms, we've got no outages. We don't have that issue anymore. So we're quite pleased. I'm not saying Starlink is going to be the answer to everybody's prayers, but it certainly has improved our standard of living here. I need the internet because I run a holiday let, because I sell my art online, because I make YouTube videos for my channel, because I need to be in contact with family and friends all over the world. So it's really important for me to have the reliability of my internet, and it has improved my home life because I can now catch up on programs, etc., that I want to watch on non-satellite TV. So I'm happier. What would I say about my old broadband provider? Well, my broadband provider is the biggest provider in France, and they really need to get their act together. Using copper cables, I'm sorry, they need to move on. We live in a rural area. We've had serious outages at least 3 times in the last 3 years, all within the last possible 18 months, due to thunderstorms taking trees down, thunderstorms hitting masts or receivers or whatever. And it's incredibly inconvenient. So, we have no internet. I have to drive down to my nearest town to go and get free internet there, or I have to go down to the bar. Not quite as inconvenient, but you can't live in these places 24/7 when you need to make a phone call or access a file or send something on the internet. It's just not on. So for the price that we paid for the Starlink kit, which was €199, plus the €20 for the aerial bracket that we bought as well, plus the €40 higher contract fee thing that we pay every month. Yes, I'm impressed. When I leave here, I can pack everything back up into the box and take it wherever I move to in the world. So I'm happy with that. My €40 a month charge for using the service is comparable with me paying my €60 a month, which I am paying at the moment, and I am phoning to cancel my contract. But for that lesser fee, I'm getting faster broadband, I'm getting more reliable broadband, and I'm sorry, but I'm ditching my landline provider. I've given them the chance over 3 years. It's rubbish. I'm still waiting for them to reconnect the lines that went down over 14, in fact, no, over 30 days ago. So they patched it up with a shared line, so we had very limited access to the internet, and then never reappeared to fix the lines. So we've been waiting over a month. Sorry, your bags are packed. Away you go. No more money from me. So, what would I give for my review? If I'm looking at a mark out of 5, I'm sorry, but right now I think I can give Mr. Musk a 4. The only thing I wasn't really happy about was I couldn't have a cable running directly from my desktop to the router, and that meant that I had to buy a little gizmo to amplify the signal and put that into my computer to receive the signal. That's the only beef I have with it. And apart from that, I'm very pleased with it. So if you're living in a rural area, either in the UK or in France or anywhere else in Europe, North America, you might want to think about Starlink. It's not technically challenging, but I will put a couple of links in the description of this video that you might want to go and have a look at. But yeah, it gets a big thumbs up from me. So thanks for watching.